A very good afternoon and warm welcome to all our viewers. On behalf of Human Biological Institute and Fearless Against Rabies, Fearless Against Rabies is an initiative by Human Biological Institute to educate about rabies and to reduce the incidence of disease. It's my pleasure to take this opportunity and share about Human Biological Institute. Human Biologicals Institute, a division of Indian Immunologicals Limited, shaping global healthcare by spearheading the One Health initiative. Indian Immunological Limited was established by the National Dairy Development Board (NDDB) in 1982 as its unit, and later registered as a company in 1999 with the name Indian Immunologicals Limited. Human Biological Institute was established in the year 1998 when the Government of India requested Indian Immunological Limited to produce a modern tissue culture anti-rabies vaccine to phase out the unsafe nerve tissue vaccine. The first manufacturing facility of Human Biological Institute was established at Ooty. The facility is one of its kind in India to have rolled out first Vero cell culture rabies vaccine in 2000. Subsequently, Human Biological Institute launched other vaccines, and currently we are the major player in human vaccines. We are the leader in anti-rabies vaccine segment and present in around 60 countries. We are three state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities at Ooty, Gachibowli, and Karkapatla, also known as Genome Valley. Human Biological Institute has forayed into the market of clinically proven wellness products and infertility ranges of hormones. Well, coming to our vision, mission, and values, our vision is shaping global healthcare by spearheading the One Health initiative. Our mission is to innovate, produce, and market quality healthcare products and services to improve and extend lives. Coming to our values, we believe in providing affordable products with high quality through continuous technical innovations and improvements to meet our customers' needs. As we know, we are the kind of company who will definitely look after taking care of environment as well. We proudly bring before you the Green Initiative. As we have launched our flagship brand anti-rabies vaccine Abhairab, and with this we have taken significant step to reduce the plastic burden by 160 ton per annum. As a company, we don't just manufacture and market products, but Human Biological Institute has done a lot in corporate social responsibility and has taken up various projects. One such project is adoption of government school. Another program is Gift Milk program in coordination with National Dairy Development Board. We are giving additional nutritional supplement to over 1600 school-going children of Telangana and Tamil Nadu. We have also facilitated the setup of an oxygen generation plant at Telangana Institute of Medical Sciences, Gachibowli. The unique advantage of this oxygen plant is that it is capable of supplying oxygen to 70 patients at a time. You can visit us on our website www.indyimmune.com. You can also contact us on our toll-free number 1800 You can follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also go through a unique initiative on Fight Against Rabies at www.fearlessagainstrabies.com and everything you want to know about women health on www.pubertytomenopause.com. So once again, I welcome all our viewers who have joined us live today on the Fearless Against Rabies platform. Well, in today's session, we are going to learn about a very interesting topic, that is rabies prevention through education. Well, to enlighten us about this topic, we have a very special guest with us today. Please welcome Dr. Anil Bhandhari. Dr. Anil Bhandhari is a highly esteemed medical professional with extensive experience and expertise in the field of pediatrics. Dr. Bhandari is recognized as Senior Consultant Child Specialist in Jaipur, Rajasthan. As a Senior Consultant Child Specialist, Dr. Anil Bhandari continues to contribute to the field of pediatrics through his clinical practice, research endeavors, his commitment to delivering excellent care to young patients has earned him respect and trust of the community. Very warm welcome, Dr. Anil, on our Fearless Against Rabies platform.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to viewers all and good afternoon from Pink City, Jaipur. I welcome all you.
A very warm welcome, Doctor. Doctor, while we start for our discussion today, I would request you to explain our viewers. Before explaining, Doctor, as we know that rabies is a deadly virus that affects the brain and nervous system. It spreads through animal bite, and also immediate medical attention is crucial. So I want to ask you that, doctor, what is the incubation period for rabies after a person is bitten by an animal?
Yeah. As you rightly said, that the rabies is a very, it is a zoonotic disease which is caused by the bite of the animals. Uh, Most probably it is dog which is the culprit, but other animals like cats, mongoose, foxes, and also are responsible for 2 to 3% of the cases of rabies in our country. Bat is also in Western countries. The bat is also the where the babies can be happen. As most we know that rabies is a very fatal disease. Once it has happened, then nobody can save you the patient. So prophylaxis, giving the preventive treatment, can save the patient, and is the most important thing that for the rabies prevention that can be done. As you asked, what is the incubation period of rabies? So generally, on an average, it is 30 to 90 days. That's what we say is the incubation period, but it can be extended period for a long time. There is a cases where it has been seen that 2 to 3 years or 5 years long back, the bite is there, and then subsequently, you had a rabies. So rabies is a very dangerous disease, and prevention is the most important part in case of a rabies.
Uh, well, doctor, thank you for answering this question. The another question I want to ask you is that what is the process for confirming that a person or an animal has contracted rabies? So, how does the doctor identifies?
So, it is very difficult, to identify in case of a rabies, because many a times as dog, you can have a animal which is a wild animal which can go away. So in India, it is also reported that in 42% of the cases where it is not only whether dog was normal or the animal was normal. So any animal bites, WHO says any animal bites should be taken as a rabies until otherwise proved otherwise. Many times when you have a domestic dog or other thing is there, if within next 10 days or 20, 10 days, if the animal have a abnormal behavior, it behaves abnormally, or by if you can in laboratory by the you can check the thing is whether animal is suffering from rabies or not. But it is a very difficult thing in clinical practice. Normally it is not possible. So any animal bite should be taken as rabies until otherwise proved otherwise. As WHO is already defined, you have a three category wise for where you have animal bites, which is done. You have a three category, 1, 2, 3, and 3. WHO has defined it. So you should normally be in clinical practice. You only follow that particular thing. So and we give the treatment as advised by the WHO.
Thank you, doctor. Doctor, I want to ask you as you were mentioning the word categories of animal bite. So, out of that, I want to ask you that how should one manage animal bite?
Yeah, animal bite you can be done in three stages. One, you have a local treatment where the bite is done. Bite has been taken by the dog or other thing is there. It should be thoroughly washed for 10 to 15 minutes with cold water, and then subsequently you should apply alcohol, 70% alcohol, and iodine at that particular. If you do not, just normally said, do not stitch the wound, otherwise if it is not required, because by stitching wound, it is likely probability that you are increasing the rabies virus to progress further. So once if it is said, if you done local thorough cleaning, 50% of the chances of rabies is out. So one is a local treatment. Second is, one you have a rabies vaccine. which has to be given, and third is rabies immunoglobulin. Because rabies vaccine normally takes 7 to 10 days to have their antibody developed. In that time, if the patient requires, prevention for first 7 days, then rabies immunoglobulin is the answer for that particular thing.
Doctor, before I want to ask you about the rabies immunoglobulin, but before we go to that question, I want to ask you that, as you mentioned about the how one should manage animal bite, but I want to ask you now that how rabies can be prevented after an animal bite.
you know you have a WHO has defined it. You have a two type of prophylaxis, where one is you have a pre-exposure prophylaxis, another is post-exposure prophylaxis. It is particularly with regards to the vaccine. The pre-exposure prophylaxis is there, means the people who are handling with the animal, like veterinary doctors, those who are in lab which are handling these samples, and they people who goes to the forest, they should, and especially now we are recommended to all the children, because children are very curious thing, and having a handling with the animals and other thing is there. So we routinely ask the patient and the family, those who having a pets there at home, then they should have pre-exposure vaccine. It's just like a routine vaccine which we are giving it, and in that cases we follow 3 doses of schedule, which is 0 dose is the first day when the vaccine is given, then the seventh day, and then 21 or 28 days. So 3 doses in pre-exposure prophylaxis. Once an dog or animal has bite, then you require the post-exposure prophylaxis, means you where you give immediate vaccine. You give local treatment to the wound, as well as where required you give anti-rabies vaccine plus rabies immunoglobulin. In rabies vaccine, we have used you have a two like isn't uh, complexes there, where you can give vaccine intramuscular route by 5 doses is recommended, that is 0, 3, 7, 14, and 28 days. And also intramuscular is also route which you can give it. Again, the schedule is almost same, but where the dose required is less. So you can give intramuscularly or as well as intradermally. So most of the government setups now following intradermal route, but in private setup, because we are normally not that much of competent enough to give intradermal route, so we are giving it intramuscularly, and where we have post-exposure prophylaxis then.
Uh, Thank you, doctor, for giving this answer in very brief. Doctor, I want to ask you another question is when you coined the term immunoglobulin. So, doctor, can you please explain that what is anti-rabies immunoglobulin and how exactly it is used in the treatment of rabies?
Yeah, thank you so much. As I have already told, once there is an animal bite is there is WHO criteria is there, where you have a three category 1, category 2, and category 3. In category 1, you have a what type of contact with the with the animal is, if your animal has touching or feeding of animals is there, licks on the intact skin is there, then it is a type 1 category or category 1. And in that category, there is very less exposure, so nothing to be done in that case. One category 2 is there, that where there is a nibbing of uncovered skin is there is minor scratch is there. Then it is a category type 2, and here you give local treatment to the wound and administer anti-rabies vaccine. In category 3, you have a single or multiple bites where there is a bleeding is there. In that case, it is very necessary that you give local treatment to the wound, give rabies vaccine, and as well as you give in first 7 days rabies immunoglobulin to prevent. Because as I have told in previously also, that the vaccine takes time, 7 to 10 days to develop the immunity. To prevent the rabies to develop, you required anti-rabies immunoglobulin for, in particular, first 7 days it has to be given. Immunoglobulin, WHO says if it is available, immunoglobulin, we have a two type of immunoglobulin. One is rabies immunoglobulin itself is there, and other is, monoclonal antibody is there. Regards to rabies immunoglobulin, now we have a two type, like equine immunoglobulin and human immunoglobulin. And monoclonal also, we have a single or double form of rabies immunoglobulin. So whichever the things, whichever easily available to the you, you should better to give that particular thing is there. And because in routine practice, normally it is seen that because it is not easily available, so we don't give rabies immunoglobulin. And many patients might be probability they are the patient who are rabies, and uh, they may be a fatal. So we should give rabies immunoglobulin. Now it is easily available in market, and as many companies are now come up with like your company also being in this particular field, the Ravi Shield is there, then Pin Shield is there. So all these are now we are routinely getting it. So only thing is we have till now, because it was not easily available, so that's why people were not giving rabies immunoglobulin. And all class 3 dog bite has to be referred to the government setups, a place where you have a rabies immunoglobulin. But now it is easily available, so better we should give it. The particular thing is. With regards to monoclonal antibodies, as I told you, you have a human monoclonal antibody, then cocktail of rabies monoclonal antibody, in which you have it two like docarbamine and myrominib. These two monoclonal antibodies there, they are combined here, and they can be given to the wound itself.
Okay. Thank you so much, doctor, for giving answers very briefly. And so, thank you so much, doctor, for this wonderful session. Doctor, it's time that we take some questions from the audience as well.
Yeah, definitely, must help.
Doctor, we have received some internal questions.
Yeah.
The first question is asking, doctor, can rabies be transmitted through scratches from an infected animal?
Yeah, definitely, Bilkul. Any stretch is taken as a category 2. And if you have a small dot of a blood, which you can see that it is forward, it's a class 3. Because rabies is a 100% fatal disease. You cannot take it lightly. So anything is there, it is better to go for a rabies vaccine.
Thank you, doctor. There's another question asking, can humans get rabies from domestic pet like dogs and cats? You have already answered this in above a question, but still, we want doctor, please requesting you to answer this question again.
Can you repeat the question,
Huh.
please?
The question is, can humans get rabies from domestic pets like cats and dogs?
Yeah, definitely. As I told you, no,
Yes.
42% of the cases it is seen that where the dog and cat was absolutely appears to be normal. So all animal bite, irrespective of whether it is a domestic or whether it is a wild dog, is there. It should be taken as a rabies until and unless proved otherwise. We have a very misnomer thing is there, like my dog is being immunized for rabies, so you do not require this rabies vaccine. Common very thing is we see in practice, because like dog is mine and it has bitten to my neighbor, so I will defend to think is there that because my dog is already immunized. So by immunization of dog, it's a benefit to the dog only. How can you get the benefit by
True.
the vaccination is being given to the dog?
True, doctor. True. Uh, so, doctor, the next question I want to ask, the audience wants to ask is, can rabies be transmitted through dead animal?
Can rabies be transmitted by dead animals? So normally, this question is why should somebody will have handle with the rabies dead animal? And I already told the person who was handling the veterinary thing is there, whether it is alive or dead, they should be immunized before they're going for
Yes.
pre-exposure prophylaxis.
Thank you, doctor. This another question asking, are there any specific complications or risk associated with rabies in older patients?
We have not discussed the clinical symptoms of the rabies, whether it is not different between old or young age. Rabies is classically two types. You have a classical hydrophobia is there, where after the incubation period of 30 to 90 days, the patient may have a hydrophobia, aerophobia, photophobia. The clinical course may take 1 week to 10 days, and the patient initially have a agitation, photophobia, priapism, increase insomnia. These are the symptoms. Starting you have a preliminary symptom, and subsequently patient has developed hydrophobia. And another category for the patient is there where you have a paralytic type of rabies there. This is the ascending paralysis. That means the paralysis is from foot to the upwards, and gradually it increases, and it is almost fatal because of cardiorespiratory arrest. I remember when I was passed out from Maulana Azhar Medical College, Delhi, and in 1991 we have seen one patient of hydrophobia in my life, a patient of rabies. If you see one patient rabies in life, you will never forget rabies, because it was such a deadly disease. That patient was absolutely conscious. He can recognize you. He can absolutely tell you everything. But if he will ask for a water or anything, you cannot give it. And otherwise, if you give something, he will immediately go dead. So it is a really, really fatal disease. And I hope nobody should get it.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for answering all the audience questions and giving answers very briefly and very simply for the audience to understand that what rabies is. And the main topic is prevention through education. So, thank you so much, Doctor. It was a very wonderful session. We wholeheartedly thank you, Doctor, on behalf of my team as well as the Human Biological Institute for sparing your most valuable time with us, Doctor.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
also thank you all because giving me the opportunity for this to be on this platform, and I will be always be happy to be associated with. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I wholeheartedly thank our viewers as well for being with us in each and every session. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter to get more update on live talk with expert doctors across the nation. With that, I wish everyone a very good afternoon. A very good afternoon, Doctor.